weekend that I was organizing everybody. So unfortunately, it's my first year not having a Seder, which is kind of sad. But my mom came up on Monday, and like the whole family, and then she made some Passover, dishes, and then I got to eat some of her matzo ball soup, which she makes the best matzo ball soup. I got to learn how to make it. She never lets me in the kitchen when she's making it, so I don't know how to make it. I mean, I know it's not hard, but hers is the best. I don't really like other people's, but hers is bomb. So I do need to learn how to make it. Yeah. So anyway, I was a little bummed not to. Last year I kind of had a lame Seder too, because I was also in Whistler, and I went to a Seder in Whistler, just like a community Seder, and it was just. I mean, I didn't really know who would be there, but it was just, it was only 25, 30 people, and it was just Whistler families with little kids. So I was the only single one there. So that was I was not really feeling that one either, unfortunately.
I don't know. Have you ever read a book?
What?
It's a joke. The joke is, I mean, I would just really encourage you to, I'll send you a book if you want, but you need to get a meditation book to slow your vibration down, because even if you don't have Passover, you do realize you're still the queen bee, right? Your mom is a queen bee, so it's everybody's technically always working for the queen bee. There's only one queen bee,
It's definitely my mom.
Yeah, but you're a queen bee too. But you have yet to create your own hive. You're still technically a drone bee in your mom's queen bee hive, because I've been studying
I know.
I bought a book on bees. It's so closely aligned to Judaism. It's unbelievable. The whole structure of a hive is essentially the natural version of Judaism.
That's nice, John. Yeah, you can send it to me.
Yeah, just text me your address and I'll go on eBay and buy you a copy. But it's basically a way for you to find a deeper sense of stillness and joy within yourself, because there are no answers outside of yourself. The saying is, the more you think, the more you speak, the further from the truth you're gonna get. So stop thinking, end your problems. That's one way to go within and to meditate, because you're gonna the universe, your mom, your family, people on the street with your dog. It's it's always constantly in opposition. So you have to essentially create your own hive in a way. Accumulate a million drone followers too.
Oh my God, Bellevue Square is closed today.
I know, the gym closes early. I gotta get to the gym real soon.
I didn't know the gym closes early.
Yeah, for Sunday.
Damn, I was gonna go return these sunglasses I bought, and then go to the gym. I bought some Tom Fords for $500 some, but I just bought them for the weekend.
You do realize that $20 sunglasses, they're so mass produced. Even the $500 ones are still the same shit as the $20 sunglasses.
I was I was going to return it. I was just buying it for the weekend because I didn't have a working pair of sunglasses, and I just happened to be in the mall. I don't buy that kind of shit and just keep it. That's my first time buying a $500 pair of sunglasses. But yeah, I was just because I was planning to return it, and now the fucking mall's closed. I had no idea. Shit. Okay. Let me find. Maybe my gym does close at 4.
I know.
Sometimes they close at 4 on the holidays. Hold on a second. Let me call you right back.
Okay, bye.
Chop it up. What chop?
Here you go.
Yo, Benji, I have some new ideas, some show ideas for you.
I got you, brother. Right now, we just relaxing, we're chilling, but I'll definitely get in contact with you, and you can definitely chop it up more.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, because literally with every bottle of wine
bottle of water.
Get the sparkling water, please.
But you're supposed to do like water, wine,
and you
water,
don't have
wine,
to
water.
tip, and you don't have to tip also. This is
And
great.
so-
Oh yeah, they think it's insulting actually.
Yeah, you don't tip. We don't tip here.
Wait, what? You don't tip?
We don't tip
No.
because it's insulting. Because the woman
It's
who is
insulting.
serving you gets like enough money to live.
Good
So she
for
does not
her.
live. Yeah, she does not
America
live.
makes you feel bad when you don't tip, bro.
You do
Like,
realize-
Like yesterday, I went to go buy some food, and then it's like, oh, you want to? Oh, yesterday I got Starbucks, right? And it's like I was in the drive-thru, and it's like tip. You know what I'm saying? Like $2-3. What the fuck am I gonna tip for? I'm in the drive-thru. Like,
You do realize what a tip stands for? It's an acronym.
what's that mean? I mean, I know acronym means.
It's
what
to
is the tip?
improve performance.
Oh fuck, dude.
If they don't
No wonder why
improve,
my coffee tastes like shit.
the question is though, do you tip before or do you tip after the service?
That's the thing.
Because if it's shitty service, you don't want to tip. But if it's incredible service, then you should feel maybe
Yeah.
compelled to add at least 1%, right? 1%?
And it also matters who's giving you the service, because sometimes you want to give them more than just a tip.
Why is the standard
I
10%?
always start with just the tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The tip of
Yeah.
Thanks for telling me.
okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize that everything's closed. So yeah, I just called my gym. They sure enough do close at 4. So I'm gonna get a short workout in. I didn't plan my day very well. I was up early. Well, it was a busy week. I just got back from Whistler late Friday night, like 1 in the morning, 1:15 in the morning, because I left there at I actually made really good time. I left at 10. I left at let's see, it was 8:52. I left Whistler at 8:52 p.m. and I got I got home at 1:07 a.m. with a stop for gas. So, and a stop, for coffee. So that was really good time. But then yesterday, I posted a bunch of pictures on Instagram, but it was my friend's birthday over on Vashon Island, so you have to take a ferry to get there. They live on Vashon. And they've invited me over a bunch of times. It's a married couple, and I'm friends with both of them. But it's my first time going over there, so they have such a beautiful house. They have a beautiful, amazing house. It's like an architectural gem, and it sits right on the bluff of the ocean. And there's no houses around. They sit on 4 acres. It was just beautiful, and so they wanted just a few people over to celebrate her birthday. She just turned 42, and and so it was pretty cool because I introduced them to 2 people in Whistler who they ended up inviting, and it was just a small group. It was I don't know, 6 to 8 of us or something. It was really a small group, so I brought half the party, so that was pretty nice. And he's Russian. He's Russian American, but his last name's Gilman. So I was like, "You're Jewish. You know you're Jewish, right?" And he's like, "No, I'm not Jewish. I'm not Jewish." So I don't know. I guess it's his stepdad's last name, but he never changed it. And then the girl, they're really cool people. They're hilarious. She's from I can't remember where she's from, in the South. She's a Southern belle. So she's got a Southern accent. And anyway, I spent a lot of time with them. They're super fun people. We snowboard together all winter. Ski and snowboard. He's a really good skier. And her and I are the same in snowboarding. We're the same speed and everything. So it's just really fun to go up the mountains to ride with them. And then we see each other in Mexico, usually once a year. And then in the summer, they're boaters, and I'm a boater, and so, we're all just boating. They have a sailboat that they keep, in the San Juan Islands. And, they're just super fun people. And so, and we met, it's funny, because we met, at a Brit, a Jewish boy, like Brit Milah, like a circumcision for the boy. Like that's how we met. Like they have their neighbors, were this Israeli couple. They're old neighbors. They moved since, but they used to be neighbors with this Israeli couple, and we got invited. Like, and so that Israeli couple were our mutual friends, and that's how we met. So we've been friends for a while, but they're hilarious. They don't have any kids. They want to have kids. Like, she's got her eggs frozen, and I don't know why they've waited so long. They've been married like 16 years. They've been married a long time, but they travel. They have so much fun. Like they're such a nice couple. They treat each other really nice, and they're really like in sync with each other. They just do everything together. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice. Yeah, they've like totally and they're always bringing people around. You know, like they're friends with the whole bar in Whistler because they spend 4 days out of the week there all winter long. She has like 50 days of riding on her pass already, and they get a discount at the bar. So, you know, their food and their drinks are super cheap always, and they spend like every day there, and they know everybody who works there. So, you know, I don't spend that much time at the bar. Like, it's actually a lot of when I'm with them, it's kind of a lot of pressure because they want you to drink. They want everyone to have a good time, but there's a lot of pressure to drink. And I'm not a big drinker, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like usually, like I'll finish my ski day. I'll take the dogs out, you know, for a short walk, and then I try to get to the gym in the evenings. You know, I don't spend a lot of time at bars. So. But they're super fun people.
Well, you don't spend any time at bars because you've got 3 wolf children that you're constantly having to attend to make sure they don't poop and pee all over the place.
Yeah, when I get off the mountain, exactly. Like I gotta get them out. I gotta make sure they. Yeah, this last trip was terrible. I bought them a different kind of food, and it was like a cheaper brand of food, but like whatever, salmon flavor. I don't know. It wasn't like cheap, but it was like it was a different brand that I normally buy. I usually buy like the top shelf brands. And anyway, it was giving all the dogs diarrhea. So it was just terrible. I was like, what is going on? This was like I was like a weekend, and my dad's like, well, it's probably the dog food, you know. So I had to go buy them a new bag of dog food in Whistler. Thank God they opened a new pet store right in the village, walking distance, because the other pet store, I have to drive 20 minutes to get to it, you know. And so I bought them the new dog food, our normal brand, and then it hardened up their poop, thank God, because it's just, you know, it's a condo, so it's like, you know, if you're at home and they have diarrhea, they tell you and you just let them out and they go outside, you know. But in a condo, you have to go up, you know, an elevator, down 4 flights of stairs, you know. You don't always get out on time, and they're stuck. So just a mess. So anyway, that's what happened. So yeah, I mean, it was a good time. I had like 25 people up there that I invited from Seattle, so it was a big group. Like,
damn, you brought 25 people you knew up to Whistler.
Yeah, there was the immediate core group of people was probably about, you know, 18 of like the people I invited that actually came, and then the other people were like their friends, some of whom I had met last year. You know, but I'm not like direct friends with them, but they're like attachment people to whoever I invited. But you know, everybody still booked their own places, but I organized the trip. Mm-hmm. And this is the second year in the row that we did that. There were 2 Jewish guys that were supposed to be. One Jewish guy came, the other guy didn't come, but you know, we were talking about what we were gonna do for Passover. And then I told them like the only Passover was gonna be at Chabad in Vancouver, but Vancouver, it's a 2-hour drive, you know. It's like minimum 1.5, but by the time you get to where you're supposed to be, it's like a 2-hour drive one way to get to it. And the Seder in Vancouver didn't start till 8:15 at night. And so, and it's like it was Saturday night. It was like in the middle of the weekend, you know. So the one guy Sam, he's like, yeah, let's go. I'll drive. Da 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 da. And I was like, I think that's just gonna be too much for me, you know, because you gotta leave so early. You gotta leave 2 hours before that. You gotta get ready. Seder doesn't start till 8:15, and it's Chabad. So like by the time you have dinner, it's probably gonna be at least 10:30, you know. And then to drive back up to Whistler after that, it's like, it's too much. You know, it's too much. So I was like, let's skip that, you know. Yeah, I wasn't a very good Jew this year.
Well, Yom Kippur, you can make it all straight.
I mean, to be honest, I wish I had more people to celebrate. Like, at least when I lived in LA, there's like, you know, you're around all Jews and like, you know, it's like, it's more fun. But this is just like a hodgepodge of people, you know, like I said, there's only 1 to 2 Jewish people in the group of all the people, and so, yeah. So, what's going on with you? Did you get a job yet? Have you found a job?
No, I'm still technically employed by the Internal Revenue Service.
Are you getting a paycheck?
No.
So why did you say you're still employed by them then?
Because I have filed like a federal complaint against the management, and so they're like,
Yeah.
Tuesday I have an interview with this complaint manager. I don't know, you know, they'll probably give me some type of like I don't know. It's all bullshit. I'm pretty much semi-retired at this point. Like my rental properties and my pension from the military is enough to live on. So I'm done working. And plus, these fuckers, this lawyer from the former house that I owned that got foreclosed on, he claims I owe him $300,000. So he's garnishing my wages, and he even sued one of my tenants to try to force my tenant to give him my rent.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I know, so I'm kind of fucked. Huh?
That's insane.
It's fucking absolutely insane. So, but anyways, I'm running for Congress. If I get elected to Congress, even if I don't, I mean, I gotta try to change the state law because this fucker has a loophole in the state law that, you know, he can claim that all these years later. I mean, it's not. This doesn't even show up on my credit report, but yet he got a judge to allow him to do whatever the hell he wants to do. So it's all fucking these lawyers. Woof. I wish I went to law school. It's a license to steal from people. Oop, you got a bank account? Not anymore. Now it's mine. It's amazing.
So why don't you get a job? You know, with something else in the meantime. What do you just waiting for this bullshit stuff? Like,
what am I gonna do? I mean, I don't know. I just want to sit here, read books, and go to the gym every day. I mean, job.
So why don't you
boring.
get a job at the gym? Just get a job at the gym. It's fun. You just get to talk to people.
No, you just talk to fat women all day that don't know how to work out without somebody holding their fucking hand. It's stupid. I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm educating myself. I got a doctorate in philosophy and bullshit detection at this point. But I'm running for Congress.
I know you're running. The funny thing is, you actually have a chance of winning because...
Absolutely. You know, the guy's a vaccinologist. He's a scam artist. And he poisoned his own constituents.
Well, I'm just saying, when people, like, vote, they don't know who they're voting for. They don't know anything about the person. You know, nobody's, like, doing the research, so... You actually have a good chance of winning. It's
very generic. The guy has... Basically, he's a lawyer, and he got appointed to be the congressman. It's unbelievable how some of these congressmen become congressmen. They have no real credibility other than the fact that they're lawyers. But it's just random. And nobody knows who they are, and they come out of nowhere.
It's true. Nobody knows who any of them are.
I know, and, you know, the fact that I have military background and Citadel and being a Republican and pro-Trump. I mean, a lot of these Republicans are just vaccinologists, big pharma, big tech, big energy. And, you know, the truth is, all they're looking to do is to try to spend money and give corporations more money for their bullshit and even promote their bullshit. Like with the vaccines, Why the fuck are politicians encouraging all of their constituents to get vaccinated? Because if they don't get vaccinated, we can't stop the spread. We can't stop the pandemic. I mean, they're all in on it because it's big pharma. It's all a scam. And Kennedy is now righting the ship. Like the government is in a very different place than where it's been under Biden. So now is the time to change, and hopefully I can get this Republican unseated because he's unsuitable and he's dishonest and he's a fucking liar. I mean, got to push back against these fuckers. So at least I'll try. If I can get into Congress, then I'll financially I'll be in a much better position.
Yeah, but it's true though. Nobody knows anything about them, all these fuckers. So anyway, I just got to the gym. I'm gonna go work out. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, take care. Bye.
Okay, bye.
So I'm trying to publish my first Amazon book. It's called Dialectic Hypnosis Theory and Education. You must complete your account information to publish items. If you're not ready to complete account information, save as draft. Okay, save as draft. You must complete your account information.
Oh my God! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Mid-ax. What the hell
Yes.
wrong with you, bro? You gotta let that man answer clean, bro. Let him answer.
He
You
said
said
that, you
all
know, he
that.
answered clean. Said like, you know, he
Answer
answered clean.
clean. He
No, I
answered
mean,
clean.
if you
Let
don't
him
read,
finish.
no, this is the thing. If you don't
He
read,
said that they were alive.
hold up, listen to what I'm saying. If you don't
No, but Zadok, were you listening when he said that when you were listening when he said that the fathers that are being referred to in the verse that I brought out in Deuteronomy 5, 2, and 3 had already died?
Yes,
So when I asked him, okay, so when I asked him when this commandment of the Sabbath was given, oh yeah, you're right, you're another mod. Let me respect your gangster.
Man, what the hell wrong with you? I'm talking about his expounding. He answered you clean, but I'm talking about he didn't get to cleanly expound that part you told him to let Charles do. You got to give him that.
You are right. I'm a mute up, Yohanakan until you're done. I'm gonna still mute and let other people keep it.
What's wrong with you?
Hey, yeah, and you know what? And let me apologize to everybody too. I am a little unhinged. Y'all know I don't talk that much, but I'm a little unhinged. I'm a little excited. So Yohanakan, go ahead. I'll let you. I'm gonna let you respond. I'm sorry, Yuhukanan publicly and to the people in the audience. I apologize. I don't wanna overmod. So go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
No, you good. I mean, you know what? I was guilty of that a little bit earlier, and I understand. You know, you kind of want to get your questions out. You got to get it rolling. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like the covenants, right? You just focus on that Sabbath. Read that. Can you go back and read that again, please? Because you're just taking the Sabbath out of there.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it again. I read 3 verses. It was Deuteronomy 12. I'm sorry, Deuteronomy.
Great way.
Where was I at? I'm driving now. Deuteronomy.
I believe it was 5.
I'm sorry, it was Deuteronomy 5. Yeah, Deuteronomy 5, and then it was I read 3 passages. Deuteronomy 5, verse 2 and 3, and verse 12. It says, and then I'm gonna just give it right back to you. The Lord our God made a covenant with us in Horeb. The Lord made not this covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us, who are all of us here alive today. Keep the Sabbath, verse 12. Keep the Sabbath day to sanctify it, as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee. All right, I'm passing it back to you.
All right, so that's all you getting out of that one. You just talking about the Sabbath, right? That's what you get. But you don't get the other part where it says the covenant, right? You don't see that.
Oh, wow.
No. I'm asking him. I'm asking him. Because Zadok already knows where I stand at on this one.
Yeah, but I would prefer, so that I don't seem like I'm over modern being fair, which I just apologize for. I'd rather you just teach your point and then ask your question.
No, my point, I said it earlier. So my point is this. That when he's talking about the covenant,
wait. You have the space to teach your point, so it's uninterrupted. So you can make it.
I don't want to teach the point. If you look at what Deuteronomy means, it means
finish because I want to make a point behind it.
Yeah,
okay, go ahead. After you go, we'll go with this.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. Deuteronomy means second law, and so these covenants that it's talking about. When I see that, what I see is that there's 2 covenants being given now. There's the Horeb and the Moab covenant that's being given. So that one wasn't made with the ones that died.
I don't know what a Horeb and Moab. Could you say what those are?
Okay, so it's a long story. So anyway, basically what it is okay. In Horeb, I think is the first one given. That's where they broke that covenant. So then they had to make another covenant, a Moab covenant. Basically, that's where the ceremonial laws and all the priesthood and all this other stuff come in that was added. So that's where that come from. So when I see that, I'm looking at the covenant as far as that going on, that's the one he didn't make with the ones who died. But you only getting the Sabbath out of that. So you referring back to the Sabbath and you referring it back to that covenant. But I hope I'm making sense to you. If I'm confusing you, I apologize.
Yeah, now what I would say is this. I'm only getting, first of all, this conversation has been lit. I'm glad that you're here. I like these type of conversations. If I'm over moderating, I apologize.
I'm gonna let you do your thing for a little bit because I'm gonna come back in and turn the dialogue.
Yeah, come in and
bit more.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, and I appreciate the dialogue that we've been having. You know, it's been a really good dialogue. But good brother, the only thing that referring to the Sabbath for is because the scriptures are alluding to the Sabbath in verse 12 in connection to verses 2 through 3. That's what the scriptures are highlighting. So now if you want to make the argument that Deuteronomy is the second law, then we have to acknowledge that the second law is highlighting something that wasn't given to the fathers in the first law, which will further fall into my position as it pertains to God giving commandments to Abraham, as it pertains to things that were not given specifically to the children of Israel. If we want to take that route, I think it's a great conversation. I like having it. I enjoy your zeal. Like I'm sure you probably maybe enjoy mine, give or take. But it's been a good conversation. I'm glad that we've had it. I'm gonna yield from the conversation because I feel like I've exhausted kind of like the points that I wanted to make. But again, I appreciate the dialogue, and I'm glad that we were able to be respectful of each other. I want to turn it over. I want to turn it over to other people because I'm sure, like let's say, like Zadok, SJ, brothers got other breakdowns than I have or other angles that they want to take, and I'm just curious to see how the conversation progresses from here. So I'm out of it at this point. But again, I appreciate the bill. I appreciate everybody for listening, and I'm gonna mute up.
I won't be too long. I'm just going to ask you, just give me 2 more minutes. Just 2 more minutes. I want to say Happy Easter if you're into that stuff. If not, and you call it Resurrection Sunday, whatever it is to you, let me say hallelujah, praise the Lord. And if you're in here, you got a British accent, I want to say good evening. They call me Cream Corn. That's right. Because I'm so smooth. I'm a running thing. And I only showed up because y'all talking about the word of God. So, first of all, I want to say, hey, Yehukanan, this is the first time that I realized you don't look like Stevie J, but you look like you could be his little brother.
No,
I did not know you favored Stevie like that. You probably done heard that before. I was like, oh, snap, look at Yehukanan with the little one. Hey, can't buy anybody. So, as someone who grew up in the Israelite community, I understand where brethren are coming from, but you can't necessarily have it both ways. You can't say that God hasn't entered into covenant with any other nation and then try to tell everybody they got to keep all the laws. They ain't a part of the damn covenant. Not unless they came and lived in your land, in your sovereign land, or if you brought them from among the strangers and they were bondmen and bondwomen and they produced children in your generations and you passed their children to your children and their sons born in the house, because this ain't, some of the countries, and unfortunately in Africa, that practice female mutilation, even the males of non-Israelites who were property had to be circumcised on the 8th day. No, I'm not a Catholic priest. I'm just the best priest that you ever gonna run into. So listen, what I want to say is this.
Watch yourself.
It's in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 29, to be fair to Yehukanan, in Deuteronomy 29, Moses does tell the children of Israel that there was another covenant that they entered into with Yahweh. He says, besides the covenant made in Horeb. So that
watch yourself.
But what that agreement was that if the children of Israel did not keep the first covenant, they pronounced a curse on themselves. So in Deuteronomy 27, they were in the plain of Moab, and half of Israel stood on Mount Gerizim, and half of Israel stood on Mount Ebal, and they pronounced the curse, and that's the curse mentioned in the New Testament when they say, you do know that the law says, cursed is everyone who confirmeth not to do all the words of this covenant. So now what you have going on is in Deuteronomy 29, it literally says, this covenant the Lord has entered with you today, you men of Israel, with your wives and your children, besides the covenant that he made with your fathers in Horeb, and with the stranger who is in your camp, from the cutter of your wood to the drawer of your water. Now, when it comes to the Sabbath, the Sabbath was like a wedding ring on Israel. It was one of the signs of the covenant that made them peculiar from all people. Yahweh never went to another people and gave them all of these things. And as a matter of fact, in the book of Acts, chapter 17, the apostle, the dear one, he said, hey, even when it comes to this idolatry, which Yah revealed to Israel, not all men, he revealed to Israel that he hated. The apostle said, this idolatry, this y'all making stuff with your hands and calling them gods, the times of that ignorance, meaning when Paul said when he persecuted the church, he did it in ignorance. He really telling you, he did not understand what he was doing. He thought he was doing what was right. So when he says to the Gentiles in Athens, the times of this ignorance, Yahweh overlooked. But now commandeth all men everywhere to repent from idolatry. That means that Yahweh never sent the prophets to all nations. Israel didn't go on a worldwide marketing campaign and went all through the Levant telling nations, y'all got to stop serving idols. Israel was supposed to leave idolatry and be an example. And if Israel would have fulfilled their covenant, and like it says in the book of Exodus chapter 23, Yahweh said, man, my weekly Sabbath, my land Sabbath, these commandments, if you do them in the land where you go, I will make you the only people in the world who have no sicknesses or diseases among you. There will be no such thing as a barren womb. There will be no such thing as an impotent male or female among man or beast. So if Israel would have been obedient and would have gotten those societal results, I'm in here.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Zadok, I'm gonna need you to stop acting like you know what you're talking about. Everybody, look at your neighbor and say, "Hey, look at your neighbor and say, but now."
My
God,
God on Easter.
Chapter and verse where it says that if they keep my covenants.
Exodus chapter 23. Exodus chapter 23. It could be around verse 16. Bible. I'm not looking at it, but I guarantee you it's in Exodus 23 because the Sunday church I go to also keeps the Sabbath, and I'm the Sabbath teacher there. So as I continue, it can't by anybody because we're quarter deciman kind. But let me continue. So as I continue to give y'all the truth of the young wood, the Most High wanted Israel to produce a societal result that would be proof of their perfect obedience.
That's right.
And if they would have done it, nations would have come to them. That's what it means in Deuteronomy.
Bring it out.
When it says, nations will say, what people is as wise as this people? And have a law as righteous as this not because of what's written on paper, y'all. Israel is in the wilderness. Nations don't know what Yahweh gave them in no damn mountain or the book that Moses put in the side of the ark. So how would nations know when they see the outcomes? Some of y'all on here right